Hi, Stacy with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My channel is about cross-stitching and needle art and maybe a little bit of sewing and quilting and paper crafting, card making, scrapbooking. I like to do a lot of gift bags and gift, small gift holders, candy holders, that kind of a thing. So thank you for joining me. If you'd like, please click the subscribe button and ring that notification bell and like the video at the end if you make it to the end. If you don't make it to the end but you like what you did watch, that would be great too. Today I'm coming to you a little bit later than I usually do. I had a work retreat with I went up with high schoolers and then middle schoolers joined us on Saturday. We go to a cute little camp in the mountains. It's about an hour and a half away. And we had a great time. It was brisk and cold, and there was snow on the ground enough that the kids could play in it. So we did, we always go up and with the high school kids who we're in charge of, we always have a series of activities that we do. We start their training for the summer to be, we call them day camp aides, but they're like camp counselors, helpers to volunteers, and in a day camp setting. And we usually start our training there, and we did ropes and lashing, so knots and lashing, and then we're like, you know what, go play. There's too much snow, go play. And then this morning we got up and it was misting a little bit, and then we got a little bit of snow, and so the camp owner was like, out. You need to go because we're not sure what this will turn into. And so we finished up and we left probably about an hour and a half early. Well, no, actually by the time we actually pulled out, I'm one of the last cars to leave for our group. I think we left pretty close to on time, maybe a little bit early. And when I was at lunch a little bit later, I looked down and it said that in the area that we were in, right within 10 or 15 minutes of us leaving, they got some snow flurries. So we left at the right time. It was really a good thing that we did. So this week was a busy week. Not only did I go on the retreat, but I also worked 2 12-hour days. I got Friday morning off and early afternoon off before I had to leave, but that was dedicated. I did get stitching done, but that was laundry and running errands and packing and, you know, all the things that I couldn't do during the week in the evening. I took some time on Friday so I could get that done. And for being as busy as I was with other commitments this week, I feel like I got quite a bit done. So let's just go ahead and hop right in, and we're going to start with my whips. I worked a little bit on most everything, and there were a couple of pieces I kept going back to. The first one I'm going to show you is from the Chicken Club, Cornelius, a Fat Quarter Shop, and Lori Holt. This is January's. Didn't get very far. I started it over because the first time I started it, I was working up really, really fast, and I realized I was not centered. So I restarted it, and I worked on the tail. And this is how much I got done. So his little body is done, and his tail is coming along. I really don't even have an idea of how long it's going to take for me to finish. I mean, if I were to dedicate time, it's not a big deal. But this pattern, I mean, now I've got the pattern down and I can stitch it pretty quickly. But counting, you have to pay attention a little bit. It's not just straight stitching across. So now that I've got the pattern down, it's going a little faster, so that's good. I'll finish it in the next week or two. That'll be okay. And then I'll start on Florence, and then the next one came in this week. I've got it in my haul portion. So moving right along, I am stitching this on the called for 25 count even weave in Barley by Lori Holt. and I'm doing this 2/2. I am not stitching the name. The pattern comes with instructions or the design for the name of each of the chickens. I'm not doing that. I just want the chickens. I have a particular place in my kitchen. My kitchen is roosters and chickens, with a few other barn animals thrown in, but mostly roosters and chickens. And I have a spot that I want to hang it in, and I want to do the magnetic backing with a frame so I can just pop it off when I want to change it. I'm not sure that it'll be monthly, but it could be. So anyways, I did buy the floss pack for this one. And so I'm utilizing the floss pack. The colors I'm using are not in here, but this is very handy. It saves me from having to go to the store and figure out how many of each color I need for the whole series, because this thread pack will cover the whole series. So that's that one. That was fun. I worked on this a couple of mornings when I had some time. My next one, I put some time in on my hands-on design, A Year of Celebrations. And if you'll remember, I'm working on April. And I made some color changes. If you guys are interested in the color changes, I did write them down, and I can put them in the comments below. But this is how much I've got done. So I swapped out the little scallops on the edges and the umbrella and the flowers. I'm doing those in 3 shades of like a lilac-y berry pink. And I'm really happy with how that's turning out. So I made some progress on that. I thought I was going to get it done, and that didn't happen. But that's okay, because it's not even close to April yet. These are the colors that I'm using. So you can kind of see. I've got, pretty pinks, the greens and the blue. I debated, because the blue is the raindrops. There are raindrops coming down from the cloud. Yes, from the cloud. And then there's a cloud that's outlined in this blue. And that's what I've started right here at the top of the umbrella. And it's okay. I like it. I'm debating whether or not I should change it to a gray. But then I'll have blue raindrops and a gray cloud. And I'm gray outline with the white on the inside. I'm not sure that that's really what I want to do. So I thought, well, I'll stitch a little bit of it in the blue and see how I like it, and I'll go from there. I am stitching this on 32 count Desert Opalescent Lugana. Sparkly. I don't think you can really, maybe you can see it up close. Yeah, you see a little bit of the shimmer and the shine in that fabric. And that's kind of what I've been working on with that one. They are fun to do. I'm actually enjoying changing the colors. I think I did another color swap for February. I changed the flowers inside the heart to a different shade of pink. And I'm really liking it. I'm having a good time. I'm not one that usually changes colors very much. But I'm enjoying it on this one. It's fun. Next, I pulled out one that has been, I got frustrated with it. And so it went on timeout a little bit because one strand, I would stitch it 2 strands over 2, and it's a 40 count fabric, Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. So I had to rip out this whole side of this house here. I had that whole thing done, and I looked at it. I'm like, why does that look different than everything else? Well, it's because I used 2 strands of floss instead of 1 like everything else. And I do that a lot. So I made my little note, and I have another project that I have my note on a book that I write in every day. When I take that chart out, I'll put it on that chart as well, because those are the 2 that I miss the most with pulling out and doing just 1 strand of floss. I am stitching this, I believe, on the called for fabric. Anyways. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm using, I'm doing 40 count vintage country mocha, but I am using all of the called for flosses, I believe. So here's the fabric and the flosses. It's a mess, I know. But just really nice colors, very rich tones, earthy. The reds are deep and red. The blues are nice and deep. So I'm enjoying this one. My color palette, I really enjoy it. And this is how far I got. I restarted the side of that house, and I got that much done. It was fill-in. So I think I worked on this one of those late nights where I wanted to stitch, but I didn't want to do, you know, sit there and count, because when I'm that tired or that it's that late, I tend to pull things out quite a bit. So I just got my one strand of floss and I just started filling in, and that's how far I got. So the goal is to finish that house, and then I'll probably work on the border down here and up, and then I'll start working across, you know, the bar or the band that goes across here. So I think I'll finish up this house and finish stitching down here. Then I'll go up here, and then I'll probably start in on this little band, dividing band here, and then the strawberries, working the border up as I go. I'm saving this for the last piece that I work on. I mean, if I'm working it all the way up, it will come before, you know, the alphabet and the top order. But I didn't want to start with that because those just look like a lot of fun to me. I love houses. I love the way they look on pieces, but I don't enjoy stitching them. I get bored. Because believe it or not, you really do have to pay attention and focus on your count so that you're not off. So anyway, so I pulled this one back out, took it out of timeout, gave it some love. This was my birthday stitch, or birthday start. My birthday's in August, so we'll see how far I get. I would love to finish it by August. I'm not sure if that's possible. We shall see. This next one is one that I spent an awful lot of time on. At least it felt like I spent a lot of time on it. Summer Delivery by Plum Street Sampler. It's just so cute. I love it. On this one, I picked a fabric that I had in stock. I didn't want to have to buy. I was kind of trying to control my spending when I kitted this one up. I did use, I believe I'm using all of the called for flosses. So just a nice, beautiful color palette. Patriotic. What I didn't do, and this is the piece, this was one that I started fairly early on when I picked up stitching again, and I learned a lesson that if you're going to be pulling one strand, even if you're doing 2 strands of floss, you should probably separate that from a loose end of your skein and lay it on your fabric to see if how it's going to show up. Because this grits color, when you hold it up with the fabric, you're like, oh, no problem, I'm good. But when you're doing one thread over, when you're doing 1 thread over 2, which is what I'm doing on this linen, it kind of disappeared into the linen. So I finished the horse, and what I did is I took one of the flosses in the called for colors, and I outlined just the white part of the horse. And it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more, and I'm very, very happy with it. I don't think it looks like it's a huge, heavy outline. I think it's just like a shadow, and I think the horse is standing out a whole lot better. And I think I did Confederate gray. Okay. second, the colors. Yeah, Confederate gray. So the horse is done, which is kind of what I was kind of stuck on. And I will now work on, there's a star that goes down here in the bottom, and then I'll work on the stars and a 1776 sign at the top, and it'll be done. So I'm getting much closer to a finish. I don't even know when to expect this to be finished, but we're getting closer, and the horse, I think, was the turning point. So I'm very pleased with the progress on that. I am stitching this on 36 count flax linen by Zweigart. I'm hoping that when it's done, it'll be a piece that I can frame with a ready-made frame. We'll see. I do want to get it. I do want to frame it so I can hang it up and look at it all the time because I love it so much. Next WIP, Dreaming of Poppies by Rosewood Manor. I'm loving, loving, loving it. So I was started down here, and I thought I should probably go across here because my fabric, it's going to be tight. So I'll show you in a minute, but I got some of this done in here. And it was kind of fun to stitch on something a little bit different. That one flower was pretty big. So I was kind of my focus for quite a bit. I'm stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon linen. And I'm doing 2 over 2. And this is how far I got. I don't really like to do back stitching, and that's the one bummer thing about this pattern. But can I tell you that when I was stitching this word Poppies right here, it was fun. I had a really good time doing it. I don't know if it's because I felt like I'm making progress or it goes a little faster, but yeah, that's what it's looking like. So I feel like I moved this along quite a bit. Partly I think that I felt like I was stuck because I had started it at the other end here, and I started it too far in. So I wasn't going to have enough border on this side here to finish it off well enough. And I thought, well, we'll just turn it around and we'll start on the bottom. And now I think it's going to be close. I know it's going to be close, but I think I have enough that I can finish. So I think I'm going to continue stitching across this way and just make sure that I have enough space on this side. And I think I will. I plan on framing this one myself, so I think I can do that. I have framed pieces before, so I think I can manage that. And then I'm using all of the called for colors, and look at these colors. My gosh, they're so bright and so beautiful, and I think that's why I liked this piece. A lot of shading, so a lot of the colors are very similar. Like these three are very similar in the color, these 3 reds. Oops, can you see the 3 reds? These 3 reds here are very similar in their colors, but you can tell, I mean, it's really very subtle, but you can tell that there's a lot of shading in that poppy, which adds a lot of depth. So, yeah, so I'm having fun with that one. No time frame to get this one done. When it's done, it's done. I'm not sure when I started this one. I'd have to look it up. It's moving along. I like pulling that out because I like the colors. So I think when I'm feeling like I need a little pop of color, I pull that one out. Next, I put some time in on Strawberry Faire, and I started the strawberry. When my daughter was a toddler and she was learning how to talk, she couldn't say strawberry. She would say strawberry bear. So when I saw it, every time I see a strawberry, I'm like, oh, look, strawberry bears. And it's so sad. You want your children to speak properly and pronounce words correctly. But I was so sad when Strawberry Bear went away. I'm like, Same thing with my son. He kept calling his backpack a pack. And I'm like, no, it's a pack that goes on your back. A backpack. And then he stopped saying pack. And again, I was sad. Okay. And that's how much I got done on the Strawberry Bear. Oh, I think I finished the bird too. So the robin's done, and yeah, its eye is even in there too. And the strawberry is done. I went out on a limb, and I'm stitching this one on this gorgeous piece of fabric from Fortnite Fabrics. I mean, it's just stunning. I'm kind of drawn to pinks and purples. I think I just lost my needle. Great. I'll have to find that a little bit. It's a long time ago by Fortnite Fabrics, and it's 36 count linen. I just thought it might be fun. I started this one. This was a New Year's Eve start. I started it one thread over two, and it wasn't showing up that much. I made a mistake, and I went 2 threads over 2, and I realized that it was popping off the fabric a little bit more, so I tore the whole thing out, which wasn't a lot, and I started all over again, and I'm really happy with going two strands of floss over 2 threads. And I believe these are the called for colors, DMCs. Oh, again, such a mess. But you can see. So, very nice, springy, summery. Can't wait to get this one finished. It could be a pillow finish, but I'm also thinking perhaps frame. We'll see. See if I can find that needle really quickly. Yes, I can. Just 1 second. I wanted to find it before I forgot about it, and one of the animals would come in here, or me, go barefoot and, you know, ram it into your foot, because that would hurt. Next, I worked on a basket of cherries by Blackbird Design. Now, in this picture, and I don't know if it's going to show up very well, the birds look blue to me. But when I pulled out, I got the basket done here. And when I pulled out to kind of start working this bird here, the colors are gray. And I'm not sure. It's Tin Bucket by the Gentle Art and Aged Pewter. And they're okay. I mean, I like them, don't get me wrong. But that definitely, with its, you know, little peachy pink belly, screams Bluebird to me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through my stash today, and I'm going to see if I can't find 2 blues that more likely represent a Bluebird. And I'm going to try swapping those out and see what it looks like. And if I like it, great. And if I don't, I can go back to the called for. I am stitching this on a mystery linen. No, not a mystery linen. 40 count lamb's wool linen. And I'm not sure who the manufacturer is, but I got it from 123 Stitch. So this is the first time I've done a specialty stitch on the basket. So it really does look like, you know, a dimensional basket. And then I got, I think, all the cherries done. No, almost all of the cherries done. I'm missing a few. But yeah, I moved this one along one night and I loved it. This one will be framed. Or it might, if it's all done, it might look good on this board that I had prepared for something else. Maybe it would be nice on this. Ooh, it might. That might work. We'll have to see how big it is. So this might be the finishing piece. We'll have to see. But moving this along. And that is it for my whips. Then I went ahead and I did 2 new starts. The first one is Seaside Sparrow by Artful Offerings. Just a patriotic little sparrow with his little hat on. He's just so cute. So I started that. I decided to stitch this on 32 count white Belfast linen, and I got this from Hobby Lobby actually. And I'm using all of the called for flosses, and this is my start. I believe that Annie, the proper stitcher, stitched this, and she changed the tealy color, which is Cadet. So it's really much more green, and she swapped it out for blues, but she loves her blues. So that makes sense. I thought I like blues too, and I like red, white, and blue patriotic type things, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, right? Kind of a patriotic type bird. But I thought, no, let's just stitch it in the called for, because I like those colors too. I like the tealy green. So I was actually surprised I got that much done, so that was fun. And the called fors took me a while to, get all of these in, because every time I went to go order, probably because, Annie said, oh, I'm stitching this. She named hers Pierre, I think. Pierre, the Seaside Sparrow. I couldn't find some of these colors, and I think it's because she was stitching it, and she's got a pretty good following, and lots of people started stitching it at the same time that I wanted to. So I started it a little bit later, but that's okay. I think it'll be done by spring or summer, which will be good. So that was fun. And then I am part of Teresa Kogut's Patreon group, and I'm at the tier 4 for now. And she is doing her second ever Mystery Sal. And I started it, and if I could have stayed home all weekend and just stitched on this, I would have been a happy camper. It's called Simple Life, and that's the first peek at it. So this is only available to her tier 4 Patreons. And I'm stitching this on the called for fabric with all of the called for flosses, although I thought I had them all, and I'm missing about 3. So I have to wait till I can get to the store. But look at these colors, you guys. They are so pretty. So beautiful together. And like I said, I'm missing about 3 or 4 of them, but it's okay. I am stitching this on 40 count overcast linen by Cedar River. So that's their tag. And And this is what Teresa Kogut is stitching on. And this is how far I got. This linen, it's a nice beige linen with some modeling in it. It looks aged and tea-dyed, a little bit of grays and blues. But look at how pretty that color palette is on that creamy background. I just love it. It is so hard to put down. This fabric, 40 count, I'm going to have to see. I'm going to show you in my haul. I got another piece in a different color. So I'm going to have to kind of play with this a little bit. It was very difficult for me to do one strand over two. I kept picking up a third linen strand, and I had to keep pulling stitches out. Once I got it going, it wasn't as difficult, but like I tore out this tree. I worked on this tree on Friday, and I had maybe a 1/4 inch of it stitched from the bottom up, and I had to tear it all out because I was off by one thread, and I couldn't make it work and look right. But yeah, I can't wait. And I told myself today, I'm not going to stitch on that tonight. I'm going to stitch on something else. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe not. And I might be stitching on that. So it'll be fun to see this one come together. I have no idea if she will release that pattern later to everybody, or if she'll just keep it as a mystery stitch along. I am not sure if you can go on and become a member and start it. I can't imagine why you couldn't. How it was explained in one of her videos that I watched a couple weeks ago, when you sign up, it doesn't matter when in the month you sign up, you get access to everything that month. And that's obviously this month is when the sale started. It started on the 15th. It's 6 parts. It'll be done in August. I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to get it finished. I want all of the sections now. I don't want to have to do one each month, 1/6 of it each month. But on the flip side of that, it will allow me to stitch on other things too. So that's good. So that's it for stitching. Let me go into haul really quick. Look at how this came. This is how the Cedar River fabric came. And then you opened it up, and the 2 pieces were wrapped in another piece of tissue. So I was on her website. She doesn't have a lot of colors. But when I'm spending for shipping, I like to buy a couple of things so that I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. And so that's what I did. So I bought, it's called Arbor Real 40 count. I think she has these colors in different counts as well. But look at this fabric. It's green with a little bit of a blue in there, kind of mossy. Just so pretty. So I'm anxious to, work on this. Does it look different on the back? Maybe a little different on the back. Modeled, all the modeled goodness. So I'm excited to try this one. It took her a little bit to get the fabric to me, but I know she got inundated because the minute that Teresa put what her supply list was, people went right on. I was one of them, went right on and ordered it. So I am not surprised in the least that it took a little bit of time to get that to me. The next thing that came in, okay. Never have I ever had a cat that goes beyond the kitten years and chew on plastic. So I'm a little embarrassed to show you this, but I think it's kind of funny as well. Although I'm also a little irritated because she poked a hole through the actual chart, and I want to give these away when I'm done with them. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this one. But this is Hattie. So this is number 3 of 12 for the Chicken Club. And can you see what she did? Every piece, like plastic bag. She never chews them and breaks them off and swallows them. She just has to put her teeth through them. It is the weirdest thing, and it feels gross. Oof. Anyways, and you can see right here, she got the actual pattern. I was so irritated. Anyways, this is Hattie, and Hattie is the 3rd in the Chicken of the Month Club, and she is super cute. So I've got to get busy on this. Finish my other 2 chickens so I can work on Hattie. Clearly, I'm not going to be done with that one in the year. And then I got a couple of my orders in for market. I made a mistake. I foolishly thought that I could do an order at the beginning when patterns first came out, and I found the patterns that I absolutely couldn't live without, and I would do an order, and my order was very reasonably priced, I thought. I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. I'm good. I'm done. And then some designers came out with stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I can wait. Oh, that's cute, but I can wait. And then some of the floss tubers came back from market because they went and helped some designers in their shop, or they helped their LNS friends purchase for the shop. And they did some shopping themselves, and they came back with patterns, linens, all the things. So you know what I did? I went on, I placed 3 more orders. So the moral of the story is Stacy needs to exercise some restraint, and I need to wait the next time until closer to when all of the pre-orders are due, and then place an order. Because what's the point in trying to have a budget or watch what you're spending if you're just going to order when the mood strikes? And not even all of my patterns came in yet. So what has come in is what I'm going to show you so far. Heart and Hand, I did the Cuckoo Bird sampler. Again, the bird. Super cute. Small. Lovely, lovely. Oh, look at the hummingbird on the back. I love my hummingbirds too. I need a new hummingbird feeder. Mine doesn't hold the liquid in it anymore. I need a new one. But what's really nice about these is it comes with beads to embellish, and you're embellishing right here. So the beads are like the little berries in off the branch. So I got that one. And then, of course, the Tiny Town, Heart and Hand Tiny Town, and it's a honey of a tiny town. I love it. I think it is so super cute. I like sunflowers. Sunflowers are not my favorite of all time flowers, but I love them. They remind me of my grandmother. My grandmother came from Kansas. So I had to have that pattern. And I had to order that one right away so that I would get it, right? I wouldn't have to wait for the next batch to come in. And then we went big girl shopping. I bought some of the flosses, and actually I think I double bought. I think I had already pre-ordered some of these, and then I saw them available on somebody else's website, and I ordered them again, which is fine because you'll always use floss, but that's what I did. So I bought Ohio Sky by the Gentle Art. It's a really nice light gray variegated Ohio Sky. Habanero, a really nice, it's almost like a neon orange. Can you see that color very well? Not really. Nice variegation in this one. I really have to figure out the lighting a little bit better. The limited edition, this is, I believe, Jasper. Just a really nice coral peachy pink. Some nice variegation. Acai, which is a really pretty purpley berry color. Light variegation in this one. And then I bought all of the new colors from Weeks. So I've got Apple Pucker, which is a nice green. Chia, which is a really pretty gray. It's got kind of like a little bit of a brown undertone, but it's not quite grayish. Sun-dried, so of course it reminds you of sun-dried tomatoes. Yum, yum. Mountain Mist. I feel like I have a Mountain Mist, but maybe it's with a different manufacturer. Really nice dark blue-green. And then Winnie Bee Blue, which is a really pretty light blue. So I bought those flosses. Then I bought Stitching in the Round by JBW Designs. And I liked it because, you know, it's stitchy, all things stitchy. Sewing, is there a sewing machine in here? No, scissors, thimbles, birds, cross stitches, tomato pin cushions, spools of thread. So I had to have that one. Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher, could be wrong. Someone is starting Eliza's French Birds 1849 by JBW Designs. They're starting it as a stitch along here soon. And I love it because it's birds. I also love it because it's got like a vintage look to it, and I love that vintage look. So even if I don't do it as a sow, I decided I needed the pattern. Then I did from the Tiny Modernist, I got a Stitcher's Garden. I've been eyeballing this one for a little while, and I just decided why not. I guess I was in a shopping mood. Because this one I really could have waited on, but no, I had to get it. And then I kept, every time I would see this one, I kept thinking, ooh, so Heart and Hand, floral etchings. And it's so pretty. So I picked up that chart. Luminous Fiber Arts Gathering Stitches. Really cute. I like her finish with the ruched ribbons. And then I got Summer Quaker. I did so good for so long resisting the temptation to buy this one, and then Annie the Proper Stitcher, I think, bought it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I thought, oh goodness, she's right. It's super cute. I love the crabs. I'm a summer birthday, and I thought, okay. I live near the beach. I'm like, I had to have it. So I bought that one. And then she talked up this United We Stand. This is one I was going to wait on as well, and it's by Blackbird Designs, and it's a booklet. I'm going to take this one out because I don't want the glare. The stitches are so tiny on this one. I want you to be able to see it. Okay. But I bought this one. I know my mom is going to go bonkers over this. She's very much patriotic in her decoration. But I bought it for this. And then, so it's got this pattern and this pattern. And then this one on the back, which I thought was just something that you would frame or make a pillow out of, which you totally could. But it's an actual needle book. And it's really cute. I was so surprised. So this is the front and the back cover. And this is the inside, which that's not stitched. It's just, I think, a piece of fabric that is stitched inside a flag. And then this is the other one. It's a little sampler, mini sampler on the inside of this, of the needle book. How cute is that? So I've never done a box pincushion design before. I've never done a biscornu, anything like that. So I thought I'm going to try this one. So I'm really happy. That's half of my haul. I have another order coming. I have another order coming this week, and then I'm still waiting. I bought 2 patterns from Kathy Barrick, so I'm waiting for those to ship out. I ordered them through Annabella's, and they must not be in yet because they haven't shipped. So I'm anxiously awaiting those as well. I did work on something that I've been kind of wanting to do. Ooh, sorry guys. I wanted to do for a while. I have this antique decorative shelf. It was my grandmother's. She had 2. So I got one and my sister got one when she passed. And I have been hanging on to this thing. She passed in the year 2000. In August of 2000, she passed away. And I've been hanging on to this since probably that fall, wanting to put it up, but it wasn't painted in a color that went with anything in my house. Wanting to know what to do with it, trying to decide. And I finally decided when we built the shed here, finally decided that I'm going to paint it black. And I'm going to use it to display something on, something stitchy. So that's what I did. And everybody raves about the chalkboard paint, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try the chalkboard paint, and this is what I did. Yeah, I can't even see it. So this is what I did. It's fluted down here, and it's got a little bit of a turning detail here, and it's edged here, and I just painted it. The back, I mean, it still has the price tag. These probably came from like a dime store or something back in the day. I think it's maybe a 30s or a 40s look. So I love how matte this is, but I don't like the way it feels because it feels chalky. So I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby, and I have some things I need to buy, and I'm going to buy a varnish, maybe a matte or a satin varnish, and I'm going to varnish this piece so that I can hang it up. And then I also painted this stand from Chantel's 141 Designs. I put this together like, can you see? It's got like a little hanger. So I glued this together, and then I painted this whole thing with the chalkboard paint as well. And so I want to put a varnish on that. And if it doesn't change the matte finish of it, I'm fine. But I would like for it to not feel so chalky. And I think that's what I'm going for. I may hit this with a little bit of sandpaper before I finish it, because it would be nice to kind of knock off the edges, the paint a little bit. But anyway, so I'm moving along. I'm not finishing my stitching, but I'm doing other things. This is the paint that I bought, and I did get it from Hobby Lobby. It's Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in rich black, like $2. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to this week. This video went on way longer than I had intended, but I had a lot to go through. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end, thank you, thank you. I know that these things can get long-winded sometimes, and I really don't want to do 50 to 55-minute videos. I don't have time to watch those long videos, especially in one sitting, and I certainly want to be courteous and cognizant of your time as well. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day for now. I will get busy stitching and crafting and come back to you next Saturday. I don't think I have anything going on, so we should be able to get back onto our normal video schedule. And I thank you so much. And if you haven't already, again, please like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share it, all of the things. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great week, and happy stitching.